Yeah. Well, it's nice to be back out in Gill. Tonight had an awesome feel to it. I don't know, you guys could probably sense it was just different before the game. It felt the closest to it. I mean, certainly USA was, a special night. That's hard to explain. But the Missouri State game, when you know you're playing for something, there was a championship on the line that night, and there was a special energy in the gym, and that was the same tonight. You walked out, and great crowd, but you know you're playing for something. It's conference season, and so Utah, really impressed by them and getting to watch their game film. They've got weapons everywhere. We knew Pendande was a problem. I mean, she's a great post on the inside, and we knew we were going to have our hands full down there. And then this team shoots the ball at every position, very well. And so it was going to take a big defensive effort on the perimeter, slow them down. We also knew, this is a team that gave up 80 points at home, the other day to Colorado, and so we need to attack them, and we need to be aggressive offensively. And I thought our team came out with a great focus. Defensively, we were stingy to start with, and then offensively, we got out in transition. We had a great focus to us right off the bat. We scored early and separated early. The first and third quarters had just great energy to them. I loved the way we played. We had lulls in the second, lulls in the fourth a bit, but finished both strong. And I talked to the team about Maddie's performance late in the second quarter, where she basically just took the game over. We went to her 3 straight times. She produced, and gave us that spark we needed. And that's what she's done her entire career here. When this team's needed something, you can look to Maddie to get energy and a spark. She did that. And then I thought the third quarter, our 2 freshmen played with such great energy during that stretch, on the boards especially. But we got Taylor going inside. The team found her. We got out in transition. And then I thought Kennedy really rebounded well, on both ends, actually. That transition rebound putback was a big play. And I thought that stretch separated it and maybe was the deciding run in the game early in the third. So pleased with the win. Great to get our first conference win under our belt.
Maddie, Scott just talked about that stretch there late in the second quarter. Seemed like you guys really needed something, and you don't get a lot of opportunities, but when you get out there, you seem to make something happen. How much pride do you take in moments like that, and how much did you feel like that was a moment you could take advantage of tonight?
Before the season started, us 4 seniors got together and we just talked about, how we wanted to make this season the greatest season that we've ever had. And so we all talked that once we step on that court, we're going to give it everything that we have in that moment, no matter what your role is, small or big, just take advantage of it. And I think that's exactly what I did.
Scott, you touched on some of it, the aggressiveness. I think you guys had 25 free throw attempts. You dominated the rebounds, and you took care of the ball, but also made them turn them over and got like 21 points off there. Is that something that's maybe putting all that stuff together? Is that the first time that those kind of numbers have kind of happened this year? And how big is that as what you guys need in this conference?
Yeah, I thought, one of the keys early was, we wanted to get to the rim and we wanted to attack. We didn't, we're certainly a very good 3-point shooting team, but we don't want to settle. And when we have had our lulls, including tonight, that early in that second quarter, we settled, and all we shot were threes. A lot of them were good shots from the 3-point line, but they were only threes and they weren't going in. We weren't rebounding exceptionally well at that point. Credit them for their defense and their position on the boards for that. And so establishing Maddie was kind of the answer to that. And so let's go inside, But for a majority of this game, I thought we attacked the rim, both from the perimeter and in the paint. And, it's conference basketball. It's going to be a little bit more physical. You need to go inside. And I thought our team did a great job of doing that and putting pressure on them. I also like the way we played on just the intensity defensively. It's conference. I think everybody upped their just focus and intensity on the defensive end. But that's been a progression. It's been getting better and better, like we've talked about. And so it was nice to see it all come together that way.
Taylor, welcome to the Pac-12. We had talked all non-conference about how this might be different. Did it feel different to you, and how do you feel now having this under your belt?
I think that, coming out, we knew that it was just going to be different because it's a start of conference. We knew that we needed to start off strong. We needed to set the tone. And so I think mentally we all had a different mindset. And I could definitely feel it in the game. The pace was a little bit faster. The crowd was a lot bigger. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the Pac-12 goes.
And now you've been through this before. Could you talk about how the freshmen played, all of them tonight in their first Pac-12 performance?
Definitely. So, from the beginning of season, the freshmen were thrown into the wolves, just thrown out there. They had to figure it out on their own. They had to learn through their mistakes and pick up on different lessons fast because we need them. But I was proud of them tonight. They didn't shy away. They were bold. They were fearless. And I'm excited to see their growth through this season.
Man, you've been talking about the 3 baskets you made, but during that stretch, you also took a charge, which, if you take a solid charge like that, and during your career, it seemed like you didn't move an inch.
Definitely. Of course, you have Ken, Taylor, Trish, and our other posts. They're all shot blockers. Well, I'm a little on the undersized side, so I got to think of creative ways to help my team, and charges are definitely my advantage.
Scott, you kind of touched a little bit on the problems of the second quarter. With this team at halftime, do you even have to say much? Do they know what the problems are and how to fix them? Or, I don't know what you're like at halftime in a game where maybe you're struggling a little bit.
Do I just say what you guys already say, usually?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we always say that, one of our rules is just do what you're supposed to do, because I think most people know what they're supposed to do. And so by the time we come in as a staff, they've had a nice long discussion, and so I'm assuming that I just repeat a lot of the things they say because we know each other so well. In a game like this, we're fighting human nature. You get up early like we are, we're 24-10 after 1. How do you keep it on? How do you stay with your edge? How do you not relax and play somewhat to the scoreboard? And that's something we're trying to get out of our system. And so has been an issue. And it's not like this team dips and drops off the map. They dip a bit, which creates a little momentum for your opponent. Well, anytime we've been challenged, that hasn't been an issue. And just like tonight, they make a little run, we respond. We came out in the third quarter with a focused effort. We were up double figures at halftime. We didn't have to, but we came out correctly. So this team is evolving, learning, and they're learning through wins, which is, I can point to areas that we're improving every second, really. And I think it's just an evolution of continuing to push and remind them of what they already know.
Coach, you mentioned how the excitement in the crowd and the excitement in the game. What is it about conference games, Pac-12 games, that kind of bring that kind of environment and atmosphere?
We have an amazing crowd. And the thing that, if you're around Gil and if you're here multiple times, you'll understand that it's not just a basketball, or it's not just a crowd, it's a basketball crowd. They know the game. This is a basketball school where they're educated, they're smart. They know when we make a mistake. They hold us to a standard. They know what's good basketball. They know what isn't, and they applaud what is. When they argue officials' calls, it's usually for a reason. You'll kind of know. It's like, that must have been a bad call because our fans are on it. Or they must have missed that one. If there's a call against us, they'll go, yep. That was a foul on us, and they won't argue that one because they'll know, And so when you come out, you're coming into an atmosphere where there's expectation, and there's expectation for something special. And that's what we try to do for them, and that's what they want. And this relationship that we have, it's so special. It creates an environment, and I haven't heard anybody say that it's not the most unique. That's all I've heard. There's no place that cheers like Gill Coliseum. Everybody that comes in here says it. We feel it because we go on the road, and you don't feel it the same way, even though there might be numbers. But there's something about taking the court in this building it's almost hard to explain because it's so unique. But if you're not ready to play, you're ready once you take the floor. And that goes for our opponents as well. I know they know how special it is. I can't shake a coach's hand without them commenting on the crowd, and Lynn commented tonight, and just, no, I guess they're still coming to support you, huh? So, yeah, here they are again. And so we always say it, there's no place like Gil.
Aaliyah came back in the game. She assumed she's okay.
Tweaked her ankle. She says, I want to go back. And I said, okay, you can either rest or go back. And so I put her back for a couple minutes just so she could feel it. Yeah.